What's happening, Shady Spotlight fans? Get ready to dive into the latest buzz because the news cycle is moving at lightning speed, and we've got the must-know updates you won't want to miss. We're kicking things off with a look at Britney Spears, who's been sharing some very personal moments from her getaway, sparking a flurry of conversation and concern among her fans. What's really going on behind the scenes? Next up, we're talking about a moment that had everyone talking. Britney Spears' decision to delete and then repost a revealing photo on Instagram. We'll unpack the details of this attention-grabbing move and the reactions it's generated. You won't believe the details. Then, we're shifting gears to explore the personal reflections shared by the pop icon herself, where she opened up about her marriage to Sam Asghari, describing it as a fake distraction during a challenging period. What did she really mean by that? And finally, we're taking a step back to understand a term that's become inextricably linked with public figures and personal freedom: conservatorship. What exactly is it, and how does it work? We've got all the answers. Make sure you like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you never miss an update. Britney Spears' vacation posts spark fan concern. Britney Spears is making waves with her latest vacation posts, but these glimpses into her life are also raising eyebrows and sparking concern among her dedicated fanbase. The pop superstar, currently enjoying a getaway, has been sharing a series of social media updates that have left many wondering about her well-being. Just days after defending a previous decision to share a nude photograph, Spears uploaded a video that showcased her impressively fit physique while she was aboard a boat. The clip featured the 43-year-old singer sporting a stylish pale pink one-piece bathing suit, complete with a plunging neckline and eye-catching cutouts. Her ensemble was accessorized with chic white sunglasses and a cream fedora hat, projecting an image of relaxed vacation glamour. Although the video was initially muted, allowing Spears to move and display her outfit, the audio eventually turned on towards the end. In this segment, she was seen alongside an unidentified woman, both clad in swimwear. The other woman offered a greeting, to which Spears responded with a warm "hi." Shortly after, the Woman in Me author shared another brief video, this time featuring a unique pink dessert. In a moment that particularly caught the attention of her followers, Spears could be heard in the background speaking with a distinct British accent, commenting, "Chocolate. It's all chocolate." These posts have led to significant discussion online, with many fans expressing worries about Spears' mental state and questioning whether she is receiving adequate support. Social media platforms were abuzz with comments, with one user tweeting, "All eyes on Britney Spears like. This isn't funny anymore." Her latest IG posts just show that she has completely lost her mind. She is genuinely not okay and needs help. Why isn't anyone helping her? Another comment echoed these sentiments, stating, "Don't know how Britney Spears is now. Last vid I saw of her was her smoking a cigarette while dancing. Not sure she's okay." These concerns come in the wake of her highly publicized conservatorship battle, which concluded in 2021 after nearly 14 years under her father, Jamie Spears' control. Spears has previously spoken out about the alleged mistreatment she endured during that period, claiming her father profited significantly from her work. Despite the growing fan concerns, Spears herself has addressed the speculation surrounding her behavior, particularly her distinctive dance moves. She has explained that these are not indicative of a struggle, but rather a form of self-expression, often linked to nerve damage she sustained due to being held against her will during her conservatorship. She stated, "So many people had something to say about me expressing myself through art. I think a lot of you fail to forget I still have nerve damage on the right side of my whole body due to a horrible experience I had where I was placed somewhere against my will and had to literally sit in a chair 10 hours a day, 7 days a week, for 4 months. She further elaborated on the trauma, asserting, "I don't expect anyone to believe me, but I have the schedules, all of it. It was horrible what they did and hurt my body. I took most of my work down due to making sure I was pleasant. I just have a dream of spitting in those people's faces who did that to me." The juxtaposition of her seemingly carefree vacation posts with these deeply personal disclosures continues to fuel the conversation about her journey toward healing and independence. But is this a sign of newfound freedom or something else entirely? Next, we dive into a more provocative post that had the internet buzzing. Britney Spears reposts nude photo on Instagram amid healing journey. Britney Spears has once again captured widespread attention with her Instagram activity, this time by re-uploading a nude photograph that had previously been deleted. This recurring post, which features a yellow-toned filter enhancing the background, has reignited discussions among fans and the media alike. The image, which shows Spears posing with her back to the camera and wearing only black boots, has a rose emoji strategically placed to cover her lower half. Notably, the comment section for this particular post was restricted, mirroring the limitations placed on the earlier version of the photo. Despite the restricted comments, the image garnered over 70,000 likes, indicating its significant reach and the continued public interest in Spears's life. The re-upload comes shortly after the initial deletion of the same picture, which had also drawn a mix of reactions, including expressions of concern for the singer's mental health and well wishes for her recovery. Some fans had also hoped that this period of sharing would signal a return to music production. Beyond the nude photos, Spears has also been reflecting on her past and her ongoing healing process through her social media. In a previous post, which also lacked a caption, she shared her thoughts on the challenging years she endured, particularly focusing on the period when her two sons were separated from her for 3 years. She described this time as profoundly difficult, recalling how she was cut off from communication and how denial and tears became her coping mechanisms. Spears alluded to her marriage to Sam Asghari as a potential coping mechanism, stating, "Well, I know I am healing BC. I am hungry again, like a child or baby. I am so hungry it hurts. And when I eat, it's like it's my first time ever eating in my life. I believe, although I loved my home, there is too much abuse and trauma in there." The singer's willingness to share these intimate details of her life, including her past struggles and her current experiences, continues to be a focal point for public discourse. The restricted comments on her more revealing posts suggest an attempt to manage the online conversation, potentially to shield herself from the more critical or intrusive commentary. However, the sheer volume of engagement, measured in likes and continued discussion on other platforms, demonstrates that her posts remain highly impactful. The re-upload of the nude photo, coupled with her candid reflections on past trauma and her healing process, paints a complex picture of Spears navigating her public life and personal journey. The contrast between the artistic, somewhat provocative nature of the photograph and the deeply personal narrative she shares underscores the multifaceted nature of her current chapter. But her reflections aren't just about her own experiences, they're also touching on her past relationships. Now, let's explore what she had to say about her marriage to Sam Asghari. Britney Spears reflects on marriage to Sam Asghari, a fake distraction. In a candid Instagram update on Sunday, pop icon Britney Spears shared intimate details about her recent marriage to actor and model Sam Asghari, revealing that the union felt like a fake distraction during a period of significant personal challenge. The post, which featured a nude photograph of Spears with her back to the camera, accompanied by a reflective caption, offers a new perspective on the dynamics of her relationship with Asghari, which concluded in May 2024 after a little over a year. Spears, who has been increasingly open about her past struggles, detailed the profound impact of having her two sons separated from her for 3 years, describing it as the hardest years of my life. She recounted being completely cut off from communication, unable to call or text, and how her primary survival strategies involved denial and copious amounts of tears. "I was cut off from calling or texting, and I remember in shock my secret to survival was denial and a lot of tears," she wrote. This period of intense emotional turmoil appears to have heavily influenced her perception of her marriage. While she acknowledged loving her home, Spears also expressed that there was too much abuse and trauma in there, suggesting that the marriage, while perhaps offering a semblance of normalcy, was ultimately unable to overcome the deep-seated issues stemming from her past experiences. She further elaborated on her healing process, noting a renewed sense of hunger, akin to that of a child or baby, which she interprets as a positive sign of recovery. "I know I'm healing because I'm hungry again like a child or baby. I'm so hungry it hurts, and when I eat it's like it's my first time ever eating in my life," she shared. The revelation that her marriage to Asghari might have served as a fake distraction provides a poignant insight into her state of mind during that time. It suggests that while she was actively seeking stability and perhaps a sense of normalcy following the termination of her conservatorship, the relationship may not have provided the genuine solace or support she needed to process her trauma. This perspective adds another layer to the public narrative surrounding Spears's life post-conservatorship, highlighting the complex emotional landscape she has been navigating. The candid nature of her disclosures continues to draw significant attention, offering fans a deeper understanding of her personal journey and the challenges she has faced in reclaiming her life and identity. Her personal reflections are certainly powerful, but they also bring up broader societal issues. Let's now explore the concept of conservatorship itself and what it truly means. Understanding conservatorship, a legal framework explained. The term conservatorship often brings to mind the highly publicized legal battles of pop star Britney Spears, who fought for years to regain control over her finances, personal life, and business decisions. However, the application of this legal tool extends far beyond such high-profile cases and is frequently utilized in situations that remain largely private. At its core, a conservatorship is a legal arrangement wherein a judge appoints a responsible individual, known as a conservator, to oversee the affairs of another adult who has been deemed incapable of managing their own personal or financial matters. This appointment is based on a court's finding of incompetence. As explained by Elijah Keys, a certified specialist in probate, trust, and estate law, what a judge in a conservatorship does is to appoint a representative to make those decisions for you. The scope of a conservatorship can vary. A conservatorship of the person grants the conservator authority over the individual's daily life decisions, including choices about food, medical care, and overall well-being. Conversely, a conservatorship of the estate grants control over the person's finances and assets. The level of responsibility assigned to the conservator can range widely, from managing bill payments to ensuring the proper care of the conservatee's pets, according to Carlotta Royal, a social services program manager. There are several primary reasons why an individual might be placed under conservatorship. An LPS conservatorship is typically reserved for individuals who are considered gravely disabled, meaning they lack the capacity to manage any aspect of their lives. A limited conservatorship is established for adults with developmental disabilities. A probate conservatorship can be implemented for anyone who is unable to manage their own affairs or is particularly vulnerable to undue influence. This often includes individuals with conditions such as dementia, traumatic brain injuries, or other circumstances that impair their decision-making abilities, as noted by Lee Pullen, Director of Aging and Disability Services. Undue influence is described as a form of psychological manipulation, where an individual is essentially brainwashed into making decisions that are not in their best interest. Victims might be isolated from friends and family, and their entire lifestyle could be altered by the influencer, who then misappropriates their funds. Pullen emphasizes that proving undue influence to the standard required for a conservatorship is challenging due to the fundamental right to self-determination. It's very hard to make the case because we have rights to self-determination. That's foremost, that people have the right to exercise their own judgment, even if it's not good for them, he stated. Proceedings to establish a conservatorship can be initiated by private individuals, such as family members, or by a public guardian, a government agency. Potential conservatees are often referred to the public guardian's office through various channels, including adult protective services, correctional facilities, skilled nursing centers, and the Superior Court. The office then conducts an investigation to determine the appropriateness of a conservatorship. Key legal components typically required for a conservatorship include a capacity declaration, often completed by a doctor, though in some cases of undue influence, a social worker may suffice. The conservatee retains the right to contest the proceedings, and the case may proceed to a judge or jury trial. Officials stress that conservatorship is considered a last resort, implemented only when all other options have been exhausted, given that it involves the significant restriction of an individual's rights. Understanding these legal structures is crucial for appreciating the complexities many individuals face. Now, let's get back to some of the latest personal updates that have everyone talking. And that's a wrap on today's essential updates. We saw Britney Spears showcasing her style on vacation, sparking concern with her unique posts. Then, she reposted a nude photo, keeping the conversation going. Spears also opened up about her marriage to Sam Asghari, calling it a fake distraction. Finally, we broke down what a conservatorship really is. Don't miss out on any future breakdowns. Hit that like button, subscribe to Shady Spotlight for more, ring that notification bell, drop a comment with your thoughts, and follow us on all social media platforms.